Hello everyone, welcome to IHH Pet and I am your educator here. My name is Satish Divar and today we are going to discuss about C language. I will start from beginning and I will cover all the concepts related to C language. So let's start. So today we are going to learn first the history of C language. So before starting the history, I will continue with the help of some programming languages example. So as you know, there are some programming languages are available in market. All you know, Python is the biggest language which is we are using today, and that is used for data science, machine learning, and also for the biggest artificial intelligence programs. Maybe you all know that the all libraries which are written of Python is written with the help of C language. Yes, with the help of C language. C was the mother language of every language. C is the mother language of every language because the reason is that origin of every programming language which you are learning today, maybe it C++, maybe it is Java, maybe it is Python, maybe it is anything. Before the C language, there was some major languages are available in the market, and some of them are algorithmic language, BCPL language, B language, and after that C language comes. So algo language was called algorithmic language. That was not very easy to understand because we are not able to understand that. User only understand the high level language, which was not possible at that time. Second is BCPL, basic computer programming language, which was also an upgradation of algorithmic language. That was also very good language, but we need more upgradation in that time. After the upgradation of algorithmic language and BCPL language, one more upgradation come, and that was called a B language. And after the B language, we come with a proper software which name is a C programming language or a C programming software, and this software has made a history in the programming languages. As you all know, C was not the first language which was generated or created. Before the C, there was some more programming languages which are using for the development other programming languages. C was the first language which come up with its own compiler program. Compilers. What are compilers? Compilers convert the high level language into low level language. Or you can say that it is a translator between the user and computer software. We all know that we are users and we understand high level language. High level language means you can say that our English language which we use for communicate to each other and also with the computer. And low level language is only understandable by the computers. And you can say, and Sir Dennis Ritchie, who was the inventor of the C programming language, he invented the C programming language in 1972 in AT&T laboratory. This is a laboratory where many of the programming languages have been generated or developed. So let me tell you the topics we will cover in this C programming. We will cover introduction part, then we will cover data types, variable, and all the operation related to C programming. Then we will cover what are loops and why the loops are using for C programming. Then we will cover array, string, and then we will focus on the function operations. How to create a function, why function are used, and why we need the function. Then we will come up with a topic which name is pointer, and this is very important topic of C programming language. All the topics are important, but this is a focus part which you can see that. And then we will focus on structure, union, and file handling, and this all part will be covered in C programming language. Students, this program is designed for all the students who want to be selected in any MNC or any other programming language related software company, because we designed this course for all beginning to advanced level students, because we know that there are some companies who are only hiring for the C language programmers, and we are mainly focused on C because we know that in today many of the companies are asking very much question related to C, and all the real life problem they are asking we will discuss in our lectures. So let's continue, and I am switching this screen to my installation screen, and now we will learn how to install C programming language. So student, first we will download Turbo C++, then we will install Turbo C++. Okay, first I will show you how you can download Turbo C++ and how you can install that software in your computer. And then we will learn how to install Visual Studio in your computer. We will use both the softwares, and I will tell you what are the major requirements we need to install these softwares. So now search on Google Turbo C++ free download. I write here 64-bit Windows 10 because my Windows 10 is 64-bit operating system, so I am using here 64-bit. Search. Now you will see a link is here on the top. Download Turbo C++ for Windows 7, 8, 8.1, 10. Click on it. Now you can see here download Turbo C++. Click on it. So maybe that will take some seconds. Now it is downloaded. You can see here your Turbo C file is here present. Now I will keep this file in my desktop and extract this in C folder. So I am making a folder with the name of C or Turbo C software. And now I am extracting this file inside the Turbo C. And now you can see here a Turbo C software is here. Double click on it. Click on yes. Click on next. Accept the terms and license agreement. Install, and that's it. That was the simple process for downloading and installing the Turbo C++ on your computer. Okay, so you can see here this is a by default page which will appear when Turbo C++ will install and then open. So first click on file, then new, and with the help of this you can create a new file. For maximizing, use this arrow, and that's it. Okay, so in this lecture we learn how we can download and how we can install Turbo C++ in our computer. Okay, so that's all for this lecture. Now we will learn how to install Visual Studio and from which source we will download the Visual Studio. Now we will learn about Visual Studio Code. What is Visual Studio Code? Why we need the Visual Studio Code, and how we can download and install Visual Studio Code in our computer. So first I want to tell you something about Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code is an integrated development environment and IDE made by the Microsoft for Windows, Linux and Mac operating system. There are many features available in this code editor like debugging, syntax highlighting, intelligent code completion, snippet, code refactoring and embedded Git. Microsoft Visual Studio is an IDE made by the Microsoft and used for different type of software development such as computer programs, website, web application, web services and mobile application. And it contains the completion tools, compiler and other features to facilitate the software development process. Visual Studio is a free and open source software which is available for every level of programmer. Any student can download this in free version and use all the features which is included by the free version, and also student can easily use this software for writing the programs. Visual Studio Code is a source code editor that can be used with variety of programming languages including Java, JavaScript, Go, Node.js, Python and C++. It is based on the Electron framework which is used to develop Node.js web applications that run on the Blink layout engine. So let's switch to the downloading process, and now we will learn how we can download the Visual Studio Code. So first I will search download Visual Studio Code. Download Visual Studio Code. Click on it. You can see here download Visual Studio Code for Mac, Linux and Windows. Click on it. And now you can see here there is an option available for Windows. Okay, so you can select your bit operating system or bit architecture and you can install according to your bit architecture. So I have 64 bit, so I will use this 64 bit. And now you can see here VS Code user setup is downloading. This will take some time for download. Now you can see our software has been downloaded. We can see it here. Now double click on it. Accept the agreement. Click on next. Again click on next. Again click on next. Create a desktop icon if you want. Click on next and then install. This is a simple installation process for Microsoft Visual Studio Code. Click on finish and you can see the ID is here. Visual Studio Code is here. Now you can select your theme. So I am selecting here this dark theme and get started. Students, in previous lecture we have discussed how we can download and how we can install Visual Studio Code. In this lecture we will learn how we can install C++ compiler for compiling the C++ codes with the help of Visual Studio. So for this we will go on Chrome and search C programming in Visual Studio Code. When you search this, you will get an option code.visualstudio.com and C++ programming with Visual Studio Code. Click on it. When you click, you will see C++ for Visual Studio Code, and this compiler you will install in your Visual Studio for compiling the C++ programs. For installation there is some instruction written, but we will follow manually. So here you can see C++ option. Click on it and you can see here an option GCC on Windows. Click on it. You can see here install the C++ extension for VS Code. Click on it. Then you will see this page where installation option is available. Click on install and now you can see you will redirect to your Visual Studio Code, and here an install option is available. Click on it and now it is installing. Okay. In previous lectures we have discussed about how we can download and how we can install Visual Studio Code. In this lecture we will learn how we can install a compiler for Visual Studio Code, which will help us to run our C program. So let's switch to the Google Chrome. Search here C++ compiler for Visual Studio. Select get started with C++ and MinGW64 in Visual Studio Code. You will redirect to the official page of Visual Studio Code. Now click on C++, which you can see here. Click on GCC on Windows and you can see here the Visual Studio Code to use the GCC C++ compiler and GDB debugger from MinGW W64 to create programs that run on Windows. For downloading the MinGW, first click here. You will redirect to the MinGW w64.org website. Here select Downloads option. Then scroll down. When you scroll down, you will see MinGW W64 build. Click on it. And now you can see your installation. And select SourceForge. Okay, so SourceForge.net official website will be appear and your download process will be installed automatically. And you can see here our software have been downloaded. So that was the process how you can download MinGW for Visual Studio Code. Now we will install MinGW in our computer. So double click on it, click on yes, click on next, getting repository description file, then click on next. So we will not use this destination folder because this is very large. So we will use a folder in our C drive. So click on this PC, then local disk C and make here a folder MinGW64. Use this MinGW64 folder as your default folder for installing all the files related to MinGW. Now click on next and you can see here all the files are copying into this folder. You can see here when the installation will be start, all the files will be appearing in the MinGW64 folder. Wait some time and then after installation of files we will continue. Now you can see here all the files are installing in MinGW64 folder. Now you can see click next to continue the installation, click on next and click on finish. Here the installation process have been completed. Now we will check with the help of command prompt the software MinGW we installed that is successfully installed or not. So open command prompt and type here G++. You can see here fatal error, no input files. So our GCC compiler is successfully installed. Now we need to do one more thing. We need to set the path. So we will select C drive, MinGW64 folder, then MinGW32 folder, then bin folder, and this path we will copy. And now we will search environment variable. You can see here environment variable, click on it. Now click on path and click on edit. Now click on new and paste the whole path you copied. Click on OK, click on OK, click on OK. And now again check with command prompt. Type here G++ and you can see fatal error, no input files. And now check here G++ ---- version to check the version of G++. You can see here the version is 8.1.0. That means our G++ compiler, GCC compiler have been installed successfully.